Order in the court. Order in the court. This is FraudWatchTV, and I am your host, Ringo. This is the live stream, and tonight we are in for a treat. But let me place my disclaimer on the screen, because tonight we have Dualped on trial. Yeah, that's right. Dualped is on trial tonight, and I want to make my disclaimer very clear for Mr. Dualped to understand the law. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video disc under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. So now that I got that disclaimer pretty clear, Mr. Dualped, if you're viewing my stream, please don't waste your time filing any false copyright complaints, because under the law, I have fair use rights to display portions of your material for teaching, criticism, parody, and news reporting. It's very clear. So with that being said, you are on trial. Dualped on trial for fraud and conspiracy. Gather around, everyone, because we are going to bring out all the receipts. And Mr. Dualped is going to have to answer the public. He's going to have to answer for his lies. This video has been a long time coming. Thanks to everyone who gathered receipts and so forth. So without further ado, shall we begin? Of course, that's what you came here for. Let me see. Where do we begin? Where do we begin? Let's begin with the courtroom, of course. Yeah, that looks more like it. Dualped on trial for fraud and conspiracy. Yeah, fraud. Conspiracy, lying about owning a factory, lying about having proprietary motors that are exclusive only to Dualped, lying that all Alibaba sellers and scooters is trash and we need to go to him because after all, he supply all of the sellers on Alibaba. This is what Mr. Dualped said. Mr. Dualped made claims that he supplied the sellers on Alibaba. Ain't that interesting that he is the seller, the supplier, and the manufacturer of all these scooters, right? But yet, he don't have a team of people doing the testing of the speeds of these scooters. Instead, he is on these scooters risking life and limb to do all these testings. Yet we don't see not one unboxing video on YouTube of one customer unboxing this scooter. But everybody in the comment sections on his page is singing his praises, saying, we love the scooters, but no one made any unboxing videos. Dualped on trial for fraud and conspiracy. We will now begin our proceedings, Your Honor. I know Mr. Dualped is silent, sitting down in the court, but I want to bring forth the evidence that he is a fraud. I have uncovered witnesses and testimony, and it is clear that he don't own no factory. It is clear that he get his scooters from Alibaba. It is clear that he is a liar, and the people must know. So all of the scooter community, all e-scooters, e-bikers, all who love their vehicles, gather around. Because when I make these kind of videos, I make them very special. So what we're going to get into is Dualped's factory, or his alleged factory, Your Honor. And then we're going to gather testimony from the actual manufacturers. Because Dualped claims that he is the manufacturer of the scooter, which means he designed the scooter. He's the one who engineered the scooter. This is what Mr. Dualped wants you to believe, but it is a lie. Dualped has encouraged people not to shop on Alibaba because he said trade assurance don't work. He talked about how he have many testimonials of people that come to him crying about losing money, but we, the public, have no receipts and no testimony from these said clients. We don't have no footage, we don't have no receipts, we don't have no text messages of any documentation showing that anyone came to Mr. Dualped crying about being ripped off on Alibaba. But this is what Mr. Dualped does. He plant fear in the minds of people so they don't shop on Alibaba, but instead go to him. Just recently, Mr. Dualped lowered down the prices on his Dualped to $14.99, Your Honor. Could it be that the Dualped is not really making any money? Could it be that no one is really buying it? And now he's trying to come across as if though he's selling a model that don't have proprietary motors? Could it be that it never really had any proprietary motors? And because of all of my videos, he lowered down the price. So to all in the general public, if you go to Mr. Dualped's website, and you try to buy a Dualped, and you have the choice between the proprietary motor one or the $14.99 one, please note it is the same scooter. That's fraud. That means that if you're dumb and you click the proprietary motor, you just gave him double the amount. So he's making money either way, Your Honor. And this must stop. It must stop. What we're going to do to all the people in the court, the jury, the attorneys, we are going to play the testimony of Dualped's court, or rather his business, his factory that he claims is in China. And keep in mind, Mr. Dualped is in Canada, but for whatever reason, he owns a factory in China. That's what he wants us to believe. So let's go to his factory. Let's go to that factory and let's break it all down. Shall we? Let's go to Dualped's factory. Let's get a closer look. Yeah. This is supposed to be a video, Your Honor, that Mr. Dualped put up by trying to make the public understand that this is a closer look at his Dualped factory, December 6, 2018. Let the record show that this is what Mr. Dualped put up. Right? And again, Mr. Dualped, again, I tell you, remember the fair use clause. So please don't waste your time with any false complaints, because my video will be right back up after I file a counter notice and you cannot prove to be right. Please don't waste your time. I've been on YouTube since 2006, so don't waste your time. It will be a great embarrassment to you. Now, without further ado, let me load down my music because I don't want to disrupt the court and be in contempt, Your Honor. I really don't want to spend any days in prison. So let's listen in to Mr. Dualped, Dualped's factory. And let's hear the testimony from this witness here who claimed he is Mr. Dualped's partner. And he had a lot of things to say about Alibaba and the sellers, and we're going to break it all down because we actually have the manufacturer of the scooter, and we have testimony from various witnesses and so forth. So gather around, everyone in the court. Be patient, please, as we go through the testimony. Let's roll the tape.
Hello, I'm Eddie, and I'm Chris Dallas' partner.
According to the testimony from this person, his name is Eddie, and he said that he is Mr. Dualped's partner. That is what he said, Your Honor. Let's roll the footage.
And today is December 6, 2018.
December 6, 2018 is when this video was made, for the record.
Now, let's see the new model. 60 voltage and 2500 volt. And the total watt is 5000 watt. You see, it's not a fake model. It's a real model.
I think I know it's real. It is right in front of you.
Now, our new Scorpion is assembling now. You see? You see?
Please keep in mind, Your Honor, that Mr. Dualped said this is the world's fastest scooter for less. But that less is a lie, because the same scooter you can get on Alibaba for more than half the price he's selling it for. We're going to get to all of those details shortly.
Okay, that's all. Let's show you all around our factory. This is our worker.
That is one of Mr. Dualped's workers. So basically, this man that is on the screen is supposed to be on Mr. Dualped's payroll. That is what Mr. Dualped wants us to believe, but it is in fact a lie.
And let me show you all around the factory. This is our new Scorpion Plus.
Please keep in mind, Your Honor, that this is not Mr. Dualped's factory. This is actually a factory that's in China, and they are pretty much assembling scooters for Mr. Dualped to sell at ridiculous prices. The objective of this video, the objective of this court proceeding, is to show the public that Mr. Dualped has lied about the whereabouts of how he get and obtain his scooters. You see, the truth of the matter is these scooters all come from Alibaba. I've been trying to teach people that they come from Alibaba. But Mr. Dualped been lying and trying to discourage the people from going to Alibaba to buy the scooters for half the price because he's greedy and he want all the money for himself. So what he did is he gathered this particular company to make a video, to make it appear as if though he have a factory, when really any one of us who choose to sell scooters as our own, we can go to the very same factory, the very same seller, the very same manufacturer, and we can have a deal made where they can sell us scooters in a bulk, and we can get our names printed on the side of them and have our scooters pressed up and ready for distribution. This is something any one of us can do. But Mr. Dualped wants all the money for himself. And here today we're going to prove that he is in fact a liar. Let's proceed.
And this is Scorpion, the red one.
The red one.
And now I show you our designer.
He said he's going to show you the designer, which means Mr. Dualped didn't design anything. According to what we see on the screen, that's supposed to be the name of the designer. You understand? But Mr. Dualped said that he manufactured the scooter, that he did.
And the Scorpion is designed from here. This is the concept. Yes, you see. And today I want to talk about our Scorpion and what you see from Alibaba.
For the record, I don't understand why, if Mr. Dualped is showing you around his factory, would he even mention Alibaba? You see, he mentioned Alibaba because I've been making videos to try to teach the people and warn them not to buy anything from him, but rather to buy their scooters from Alibaba. So he pretty much encouraged and manipulated this company from overseas into using evil tactics to deceive the public, to deceive buyers into thinking that this factory belonged to Mr. Dualped when it don't. Now, I understand that if a man from the US or from Canada want to go into business, he can negotiate with a manufacturer to make a product in bulk. And they can have a contract where they make a deal and so forth. But this factory don't belong to Mr. Dualped. That is what we're trying to prove. We're also trying to prove that Mr. Dualped get his scooters from this factory, this manufacturer, this company. He don't make and he don't own anything. He is not a designer of any proprietary motors. He don't understand anything concerning that technology. He don't have no documentations showing that he do this type of stuff. He is just an old man from Canada trying to make $1 by ripping off innocent customers who don't have the knowledge. And my job is to share the knowledge so they can have the understanding of where to go to buy said scooters.
And I am Chris partner, and he owes 60%, I owe 40% of this Dualped factory.
Now, based on the testimony of this person, they said that Chris is partners with him. It said he owns 60% and the factory get 40%. Now, that really doesn't make any sense if they are partners. You have to understand that in business, if you're partners, you're working together for a common good. But this is a split, which means basically the selling of these scooters and them putting together scooters in bulk. The company or manufacturer is making 40% off of what Dualped would be making. And Dualped is taking 60%. That's an even split. Not necessarily even, but they are basically splitting the money. So this is not a factory that's owned by Dualped. This is not a place where Dualped does research on new innovations in scooters. Dualped don't even know the material that is used to build these scooters. What is the frame built with? What is the material called? How many cells are in the battery, Mr. Dualped? What kind of cells? What goes into making the cells? What is the technology like? Could you explain that in detail? No, you can't, because it is not your factory and you don't own anything. So for the record, I want you to know that whoever this person is, whether they were paid to lie by saying I am Chris's partner and he owns 60% and I own 40% of this Dualped factory. Where is the documentation that says that that factory is Dualped's factory? Every company should have that on record for public consumption. You should be able to Google the Dualped factory. This is not something that's hidden. It's supposed to be public knowledge. But he don't own any factory.
Factory. His is in Canada. Now I run the business. I'm going to show you around now.
He said that the Dualped guy is in Canada, but he runs the business. He said that he runs the business, not the Dualped guy. So who really is the owner of this company? Where is the trademark? Who owns these rights? And just because he have a little C on the video that says copyright Dualped, that don't mean anything. That don't mean anything. A lot of people throw that up there because they want to like protect their material as if though they have some sort of control. No, no, no. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to the real world. Welcome to fair use. Fair use, commentary and criticism. That's right. Anyone can use portions of videos and so forth for commentary and criticism. Know the law. Know the law. Don't waste your time. I'm telling you, don't embarrass yourself. I've done this many times, many times, and people still resort to trying to remove content falsely. And when it gets restored, that's when you have nightmares, because now everybody is going to say, wow, you filed a false claim and the video was restored. So don't waste your time, Mr. Dualped, because when it gets restored, they're going to be able to play this video over again. And it's going to be embarrassing you every single day till you're gone.
Chris and I manufacture the Dualped and many other scooters too. We sell to many trade companies on Alibaba, AliExpress, and what?
Now notice what this person said. They said they make the scooter, they sell to Alibaba, and they also sell to AliExpress. That is what this person said, right? Again, the reason why Mr. Dualped had this guy to make this video is to convince US buyers and buyers across the globe that Dualped is the manufacturer who supply the companies on Alibaba. Now, I want all of you who are listening, all of you in the court, to pay close attention, because if Mr. Dualped supplies the people on Alibaba, then at the same time, simultaneously, Dualped would be guilty of selling faulty scooters that break down. Now, I am not implying that the actual manufacturer, the real manufacturers, sell faulty scooters. That is not what I'm saying, Your Honor. What I am trying to imply here is that Mr. Dualped had many negative things to say about Alibaba scooters, yet he supply Alibaba sellers with scooters. Now that is a contradiction, Your Honor. Why would you sell Alibaba scooters and then turn around and tell people not to go to Alibaba to buy scooters? That wouldn't make no logical sense. That would be defeating the purpose of making a dollar. Which proved that he don't supply Alibaba with nothing, because he can't even make sales of his current scooters that he sell on his Dualped.com site. That's why he had to low down the price, because the prices are not, listen, his prices are so ridiculously high that all the videos that I shared, Your Honor, made the people realize they can buy a Dualped for around $1,000. Why spend $2,500? Why spend almost $3,500 for a scooter you could get for $1,500, $1,600? It makes no sense. So let's continue, because there's a lot I have to share with you.
In Alibaba is much cheaper version of the Dualped.
Whoa, did you hear what he just said? He said, and what sells on Alibaba is a much cheaper version of the Dualped. A much cheaper version. So basically what he's saying is that Dualped is selling a cheap version on Alibaba, right? To convince you not to go to Alibaba because they got the cheap version. So if you want the good version, you got to go to Dualped and spend all your money. Basically, that's what he's saying, Your Honor. And I need for everyone to understand that. You see, I need for everyone to know what's going on so that we're not in the dark of what's happening. He said, and what sells on Alibaba is a much cheaper version of the Dualped. Right? Now, Dualped just lowered down the price on his original Dualped to $14.99. And he talked about how that model don't have the proprietary motors. So are you telling me, Mr. Dualped, that that model is the cheap version that is being sold on Alibaba? Is that the case? Because we all know it's the same scooter. Because I've proven there is no such thing as any proprietary motors. All of these scooters have the same exact motors in different watts. And watts is power. That's all it is. You have the controllers, you have the motors, and you have the battery. Simple. It's not nothing that technical or difficult to understand. But see, in the public, in order to make sales, in order to stand out, you have to sensationalize what you sell by claiming proprietary motors to make yourself appear as if though you have something that is different from everyone else, when it's really the same thing. Let's continue.
Of the Dualped view much cheaper models, battery and controller, and they sell to the public, but those units are not the same. For example, the model advertised for 3,200 watt on Alibaba are actually more than light 100 and poor quality.
Now, wait a minute, people. Did you just hear what he said? He said, for example, the motors advertised for 3,200 watts on Alibaba is actually more like 800 watts. That's a lie. That's a lie. And if it was, they're the ones supplying them. Could you see the contradictions, people? He said they supply Alibaba sellers with scooters. So if they have the cheaper version that they claim is 3,200 watts, but it's actually 800 watts, then they're the ones supplying them with cheap scooters. Again, all of this is designed to psychologically brainwash you into thinking it's not safe to shop on Alibaba. But yet they supply Alibaba. It's all designed for you to go to Dualped to buy your scooters. Now, how could you have confidence in contradictions? It makes no sense. Let's continue.
100 and poor quality.
And he said 100. He said 100 and poor quality. He didn't even say 800. So, Your Honor, he said 100. So you telling me the scooters on Alibaba is 100 watts? Are you kidding me? These are lies, Your Honor. Lies. Let's get back into this.
And I am Chris Partner.
He said that about 3 times. He said that about 3 times already.
And he owes 60%, I owe 40% of this Dualped factory. His is in Canada now. I run the business. I'm gonna show you around now. Chris and I manufacture the Dualped and many other scooters too. We sell to many chain companies on Alibaba, AliExpress, and what sells in Alibaba is much cheaper version of the Dualped, view much cheaper models, battery and controller, and they sell to the public, but those units are not the same. For example, the model advertised for 3,200 watt on Alibaba are actually more than light 100 and poor quality. Otherwise, cannot be the cheap. We have proprietary motor made for Dualped by the largest motor manufacturer here in China.
Now, wait a minute. Did you just hear what he said? He said they have proprietary motors by the largest motor manufacturer here in China. So These special, limited edition, proprietary motors are not coming from Mr. Dualped's factory, but they're coming from another factory which manufacture motors. We don't even know who that is. Do you understand, people, that this is all a lie? Why Mr. Dualped lied to the public? Why? What motor manufacturer makes special motors only for one person? That wouldn't be good business. It wouldn't be good business. And if it was, you would have to pay top dollars for a special kind of motor. Makes no sense. Where's the patent on that motor? Facts. Where is the patent? Because if it is a creation, if it is a unique product, if the proprietary motor is a uniquely designed motor, specifically designed only for the Dualped scooter, there would be a patent for it. Mr. Dualped, you got to be smarter than that, man. You got to be smarter. When people make inventions, they have patents. Do you know how much a patent costs? Mr. Dualped, where is the patent for that motor? Where is the documentation for that patent? Because if you have a proprietary motor that is a uniquely designed motor that is only exclusive to the Dualped and the Scorpion, then you would have a patent. It would be on record, and you could provide documentation. Something you don't have. You got to be smart, Mr. Dualped. You're dealing with FraudWatchTV. I'm not new to this.
In China, and we use real Samsung top quality battery, and we check all of them. Most company on...
You check all of them. You check all... Where's the proof that you check all of them? How do we even know? He said, and we sell real Samsung quality batteries, and we check all the time. Why would you have to check if they're real? Why would you have to check to see if they're real if they're Samsung batteries? If they're real Samsung batteries, why you got to check? They should already done be pressed up and ready to go. So are you telling me you open up the entire battery pack to check? That makes no sense. Because if they're real Samsung quality batteries, then they would be coming from Samsung, not Dualped, not no Dualped factory, because you're not the manufacturer of the batteries. They would be coming from a battery manufacturer. You see, these guys have to put their lies together better. We in the United States are very, very smart. At least I would like to think so. But I can smell that this just doesn't add up, Your Honor. It really don't. And I need for people to understand that. A lot of these companies claim to sell real Samsung batteries. If something is real, you don't have to say it is. Just sell quality. And when I ride the scooter, I'll see the performance of the battery. Because if the battery is really good, it'll hold its charge. If the battery is really good, it won't break down in 1 year. You won't need a replacement for a very long time. If the battery is really good, if the cells are really good, and you won't know that until you actually own the scooter. Let's continue.
Of them. Most company on Alibaba are not the manufacturer, they are trade company.
He said most companies on Alibaba are not the manufacturers. They are trade companies. These are lies. Because a trade company can also be the manufacturer. Do you understand, people? A trade company can also be a manufacturer. And most of these people who claim they have factories selling scooters get their parts from other factories. They don't just have everything all in one. If that was the case, then every seller would be selling uniquely designed scooters. You can find these scooters everywhere by various sellers because it's not a unique design that holds a patent. It's not. Anybody can build it. And these are facts. Let's continue.
Company. We make others for many companies on Alibaba that claim they are manufacturer.
So wait a minute. You said, for the record, you make many orders for many companies on Alibaba that claim they are manufacturers. Why is Mr. Dualped even using you, sir? To talk about Alibaba or anyone who make claims? Shouldn't you be focused on the Dualped? Why are we even discussing Alibaba and who claims to be manufacturers? That would be irrelevant if your job is to do business, to make products to sell. But notice what he said, people, because I need for you to understand all the details. I specialize in details. He said, we make orders for many companies. Now, let me explain what that means in layman's terms. When you go to Alibaba, right, they are a trade company. Do you understand? Just like the person who's speaking in that video, they're a trade company, which is also manufacturers, right? Their job is to take the orders of clients like you and I who want to go into business to sell scooters. You understand? And Dualped is basically claiming to be the manufacturer. So basically, the guy just told on Mr. Dualped because Mr. Dualped is claiming to be the manufacturer, and that particular factory are the ones who are supplying Mr. Dualped with scooters, and Mr. Dualped is on YouTube claiming he's the manufacturer of the scooters when he's not. Your Honor, I'm giving you the facts.
Yeah, manufacturer. We make thousands of scooters yearly. The Dualped Scorpion and the Scorpion Plus is a special scooter or has proprietary motor, best quality than some. You see? This is the...
And those guys are not really doing no bunch of work. This is all staged. When you understand a real factory, you see machinery, you see machines moving parts, you see machines moving different things. You ever see an assembly line for a car? That's how it's supposed to look in a real factory. This is just an area where they install batteries and so forth. It's all staged. Are you going to tell me a factory only have about 4 people, 5 people working? Are you kidding me? You can't call that a factory. Call that a mom and pop shop. A real factory have a lot of workers, a large payroll. I'm not fooled. This is staged.
Yeah. And all of the scooters have proprietary motor, best quality and some battery, and we don't sell those versions to Alibaba trade company.
Now notice this, people, because I'm giving you all the facts. That's all I can provide you is facts. He said, all our scooters have proprietary motors, best quality Samsung batteries. Now, that is their selling point. Their selling point is to convince you that they have proprietary motors, which really is something you won't know unless they run tests. In other words, what we need is an actual real-world test that can show that there is a unique difference, because I know there is not, and it's shameful to lie just to make $1. He said all our scooters have proprietary motors, best quality Samsung batteries.
Battery, and we don't sell those versions to Alibaba.
And he said, and we don't sell those versions to Alibaba trade companies. Now, people, if you are in business and you sell proprietary motors and batteries, why would you not sell to Alibaba so that you can make more money? Does that make any logical sense? That math don't make no sense. If I'm in business to make money, which means anybody willing to buy my batteries, anybody willing to buy my motors can get it. So for him to say we don't sell those versions to Alibaba trade companies is again Dualped's mind frame of trying to brainwash you into only buying scooters from him. by making you feel that if you get anything from Alibaba, it's no good, when it's the same thing for half the price. I basically destroyed Mr. Dualped's business. Literally, anybody that's still buying anything from him gots to be crazy. You gots to be crazy.
Company, we give them a different version much cheaper.
Whoa, did you just hear that? Did you just hear that, people? Mr. Dualped's partner said that when they give materials and parts to Alibaba, he said, we give them a different version, much cheaper. But yet, in Mr. Dualped's recent video, he told us you shouldn't be going to Alibaba because it's a scam and all this other stuff and blah, 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 blah. But yet, they are the ones supplying them with much cheaper versions. So now, what does that say about Mr. Dualped? What does that say? That says that he's the one who is running the scam.
Cheaper. Our scooter we sell from Dualped website are only available. They are only the version we supply the other company. Don't be fooled by low price on Alibaba.
Now, he said, don't be fooled by low price on Alibaba. They are not the same. They are not the same. That is what they want to convince you. They want to convince you that it's not the same, when in fact, it's the same scooter. The same scooter. It's the same scooter with the same batteries, with the same motors. There is nothing unique.
They're not the same. That's all.
That's a terrible way of demonstrating the suspension. Terrible way. It is absolutely terrible. But that is supposed to be the video of Mr. Dualped's so-called alleged factory in China. Do you believe that's his factory? Do you? Because it clearly is not his factory. But that is what he wants us to believe, Your Honor. He wants us to believe these lies. He wants us to believe that this is true when it's not. I want everybody to understand the realness in this. That Mr. Dualped is a fraud. And now, without further ado, I want to show you the factory where Mr. Dualped buy his scooters from. I want you to hear from the horse's mouth, or at least read from the horse's mouth, and get a visual of what's going on, so that you can see that Mr. Dualped is a fraud. Somebody have to make you see. Somebody have to make you know what's going on, because this trial is necessary, Your Honor. I know, Your Honor, you're looking at Mr. Dualped. You know he's a liar. The people in the court were shocked. The testimony don't add up. That guy sounded like he was reading off of a paper. It's not making any sense. There is the scooter right there, Your Honor. It's right on the screen. We brought it in the court just so that you can see it. It's the same scooter that's being sold all over Alibaba. You could get it for around probably $900 to about $1,300 the most, with shipping. That's the truth, Your Honor. I know, Your Honor. This guy is a fraud. I know. He's guilty. He can't even talk. Mr. Dualped, could you talk? Could you share with us why you used the Chinese factory to lie for you? Why did you do that, Mr. Dualped? What's the matter, Mr. Dualped? You can't take criticism? You know, Mr. Dualped, when you sell products and services to the public, you have to be prepared for reviews. You have to be prepared for criticism. whether it's positive or negative, because if you cannot take criticism, if you cannot take reviews, then you need to be out of business. Because in business, you're going to have people that's going to criticize what you do. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you can't expect to have just a bunch of positive comments and a bunch of positive feedback. You're going to have customers that are just going to know that you're a fraud. You know, when I shop on eBay and I'm buying from certain sellers, I always like to look at the feedback. And I always go to the negative comments first to read exactly what's going on, because I want to make sure that this seller is on point. And sometimes, you know, things happen and you might have someone who is a customer who is just having a bad day and they may go off. But at least I like to read reviews, because reviews will teach you to either buy from a company or to hold back your spending. And when it comes to you, Mr. Dualped, I know not to spend nothing. So we will now go to another portion of this wonderful court proceeding, to testimony from the actual company that makes the scooter. Oh yeah, this is the actual company. And for various purposes, I will refrain from having the audio, because the audio is playing a particular music track and I don't want that in my stream. So I'm going to keep the volume low, but I'm going to play the footage. The model of this particular scooter is the KK10S. KK10S. Let's take a look at the footage. I'll remove the chat for a second just so that we can see, so that the public can see the manufacturers, the real people behind the scene. Do you see that, ladies and gentlemen? Now, that is the scooter from the actual manufacturers, the people who designed the scooter. Do you see that? So the same proprietary motors that Mr. Dualped claimed he have to himself is actually on this particular scooter here that's on Alibaba. Obviously, they did some work to make this particular footage. And I must say, it is a good promo video. They did a good editing job. But this scooter can be bought directly off of Alibaba. But Mr. Dualped said don't go to Alibaba, because it's a place where scams take place, a place where they sell you faulty parts that break down. But this is the manufacturer of the scooter. 5,000 watt motor, dual motor, 60 miles per hour, air suspension, all-terrain tires. Pretty much all the parts that is in this scooter is found in many other scooters on Alibaba. It's all up to you on what you want to buy. All of these scooters on Alibaba perform the same exact way. They just have different designs and different features. The only thing that would separate them is watts in terms of dual motors and batteries. The higher the amp hours, the more the battery, more range you get. Less amp hours, less range. This is the same scooter that Mr. Dualped sells. And if you look at that suspension, the way it wobbles when it goes down the stairs, it looked like it'll break, because it's not designed for that. But they promoted it that way to show you that the suspension can take a beating. So I understand that. But if you look at this portion of the video, you'll notice as it comes forward, I think it already passed though, if I'm correct. But there was a portion in the video where the suspension was leaning low in the rear part of the scooter. I don't know, it might show up again, but I don't think it did. But my purpose in showing this footage to show you that this is the so-called scooter that Mr. Dualped sell, that he called the Scorpion. And that name that you see highlighted, that is the name of the actual company. But I got more for you, ladies and gentlemen. I got more. Here we have the specs This is the company name. They have a YouTube channel. Yes, they do. Let me turn back on the chat so everybody can see the chat. I'll turn it back off just in case. I thought somebody wrote. But these are all the comments. These are all the specs. And we have their link to Alibaba. Now, they had a great promo video. Way better than Mr. Dualped. They did some work. You understand? But let's read the comments, because the comments are interesting. Maybe I should open these comments larger on the screen because I want people to see this. You got to see this. Let's open these comments up larger. Let's see what we got here. Let's try to get this open larger so people can see. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right. Now, first user. Hey, look, it's the Dualped Scorpion Plus for $1,500 less. Now notice, the company came in there and said, hi there, because we are doing B2B business on Alibaba. That's why our price is cheaper. But you know it will take a long time to send the scooter from China to your place. By air, it will take around 8 to 13 days, and by sea/railway, it will around 30 to 35 days. And if you buy it for your personal using and you are in a hurry to receive the scooters, then you could buy it from eBay or Amazon, because most of our customers are sellers on Amazon and eBay. And some of them have scooters in stock. And the price will, I guess, be a little higher than others, but I guess the prices are acceptable. I guess because you're getting them faster, he's probably saying. And more info, you could send us email and we will be happy to answer all your questions. Now that's coming from the manufacturer now. Let's read more. Hi, the point of my original comment is that there is a seller named Dualped on YouTube selling your KK10S as something you can't buy elsewhere, and that everyone sells fake scooters on Alibaba, when that is not true. You are the makers of his Dualped, so he is simply a liar. Thank you for confirming. Now, the manufacturer came back in and said, what? No, we will never sell fake scooters on Alibaba. Now, for the record, Your Honor, Mr. Dualped said through the China factory guy that on Alibaba, they're not selling real scooters or the quality scooters, or they're selling cheap stuff. But the manufacturer said, no, we will never sell fake scooters on Alibaba. I totally understand that most sellers want to make their own brands, but it's not good to diss other people. And the truth is that 99% scooters in the world are made in China. On the market, there are always good quality scooters and also shitty quality scooters. But for this scooters, I can tell you the quality is very good. And I do appreciate that you could tell me about that. Even you are not the first one who tell me about it. That means that other people probably came to the manufacturers to warn them about Mr. Dualped. And I also have to say thank you to this Dualped Scorpion for helping us promote this scooters in a negative way. Thank you, and I hope you have a very lovely day. Now, what does that establish, people? It establishes the fact that this is the manufacturers of the scooters that are here. These are the manufacturers, right? And the point here is that even through the negativity, they're happy because it's helping to promote the scooter. Because you know negativity sells also. You do know that. Now, the negativity will help the Alibaba seller, but the negativity won't help Mr. Dualped. He's the one who loses. Now, let's read some more of those comments. Let me go back. Take off the chat. Let's read. It says, Makey Scooter, look at this link. Okay, I guess he's probably directing him to the Dualped guy's page. This is your factory. Did he pay someone over there to lie for him? Yeah, that's crazy, man. Turtle Power SF said, that concerns me a little bit. My guess is that someone felt pressured to make that video in order to close the deal on a larger order. Bow! Ladies and gentlemen of the court, did you hear that? Did you see what that person wrote? Let's go back. The person, Turtle Powers F, said, that concerns me a little bit. My guess is that someone felt pressured. Someone felt pressured to make that video. And I know they did, because all the videos that I made about Mr. Dualped, he had to come back with something to try to prove that he owned a factory, because I was cooking him. And he pressured the factory to make a video. He pressured them to lie, to manipulate the people. And he plastered his lies on his video titles, claiming a closer look inside of my factory when he don't own anything. That's wrong. That's wrong. You pressured the person to make a video in order to close the deal on a larger order. I just ordered a KK10S this week from Makey. The rep was very helpful and even sent me pics of my complete scooter with some minor customizations. It is identical to the Scorpion Plus in every way. Wow. Are you getting this, people? Are you getting this? Identical in every way. Direct from the company. Let's read some more. Let's read some more, because I'm not done. I'm not done. We got to read all these comments. Everything is going out there for the record. The manufacturers came back and said, I know the video that he filmed in factory, but we only know that he want to promote this scooter, and we are new on YouTube, and I have no idea of what he said about us. And one of our customers from UK also told us about him and said something bad. We don't know what he did to make everyone say that he is a liar, but we do need someone or a community to help us promote our scooters, especially our latest model KK10S. You could research KK10S scooter on Alibaba and get more info. And thank you again for telling me everything about it. And I have told the whole things to my leaders. Now, let's read some more. As you can see, based on that, ladies and gentlemen, the Dualped guy is a fraud. Themi said, Makey Scooter, I'm sure you make great scooters. I want to buy a KK4S from you, but decided against it because it is too heavy for me. My problem is that he is lying, saying that you are selling fake scooters on Alibaba. It makes me angry that Dualped is so dishonest about it. If you create a Dualtron Spider competitor that is light, under 20 kg, 60 volt dual motor, that will sell very well. Turtle Power, I'm sure I'm sure it'll be the exact same scooter as one Dualped sells for a fraction of the cost without his logos on the deck. You made a smart move. Let me thumb that up. Let's see. Turtle Power is responding to the manufacturer saying, maybe I'll do a YouTube video of mine. That would be great. Maybe I'll do a YouTube video of mine when it arrives. I'm not so charismatic on camera though. You don't have to be, just, you don't even have to be on camera. Just show the scooter. I wish there were more people here in the US who own these types of scooters and post videos. Then I would have more peace of mind about the Alibaba purchase and scooter quality. Of course, I'm a little bit nervous that I've spent so much on a scooter I've never seen. My main concerns are the overall lifespan and safety of the battery, since that's the most expensive part to replace. Also, general build quality, corrosion resistance, etc. I've talked about that in my other videos. I talked about the issues that you would have with that particular model. I'm not sure if you're buying the one with the acrylic board, right? That particular scooter, you're going to have some issues. You're going to have some issues. That's why I made people understand the weak points of the scooters. But, people, they just not listen. As long as you stay out the rain, don't go in the rain, because Mr. Dualped is always promoting the scooter with him in the snow or in some wet condition. These scooters don't belong in that condition. They really don't. You understand? Unless you want to sacrifice the scooter for whatever reason, then hey, go in the rain, do whatever you want to do. But these are electric scooters. They don't belong in the rain. They really don't. You understand? The person went on to say, my main concern are the overall lifespan and safety of the batteries, since they are the most expensive part to replace. Also, general build quality, corrosion resistance, etc. Since I basically have to trust this thing with my life. It's mostly aluminum, so that's great, and it looks like you guys have high quality standards. One thing I know is that when you buy products through Alibaba, and this is a fact, this is based on my experience, I don't cut no corners when I talk. I find that when you're about to buy a scooter, the seller will respond to you. They're very quick to respond because they didn't get your money yet. But after they got your money and you already received the scooter and you may go through any difficulty, I find that you won't be able to find the seller no more. Like, they take longer to respond. You might get a runaround, or you just might get ignored. At least that was my experience with one particular seller. And that is from the scooter that I originally bought from Alibaba. Scooter serves its purpose, don't get me wrong. It does. It serves its purpose. It given me the freedom to be able to move around. It has been holding up. I had a lot of issues in terms of motors that went out, but it wasn't going out of commission due to any faulty issues. I believe it was done due to me riding in the rain. So I would take the blame for any user damage due to the scooter that I had. So I found that it was difficult dealing with that particular seller because I actually want to buy a replacement battery. And as much as I try to contact the seller, I don't get a return response. So it's pretty difficult buying a new battery. So when you buy from Alibaba, you got to always, before you make a purchase, make sure that you get an extra battery, because they can sell you an extra battery for a very cheap price. This is what most people don't know. Don't just buy a scooter and then later down the road, now you want a new battery. No, buy a scooter and ask them to throw in an extra battery. They'll sell you that extra battery for about $100 or more. That's how much they'll sell it to you for pennies. So might as well you buy 2 extra batteries and you're set for life, pretty much. Now, Turtle Power responded to Demi and said, the weight was a concern for me too, but I weigh around 230 pounds most of the time, and I need to be able to scale some hills, so I put power as a priority. I think I could have gotten away with a 2,000 watt scooter for a total of maybe 28 kilo. I mean, my original Alibaba scooter that I bought is 2,400 watts. And the scooter's pretty fast, and also it does the job. It gets you up hills and everything, you know. So all that extra wattage is just for torque. It'll give you more torque when climbing hills. So a 5,000 watt scooter, you'll see the power of that when you go up hills. On a straightaway, you know, it'll be pretty much the same as the other scooters. You know, it'll just have greater torque. That's all. Let me see. But this one is much cooler. I guess the design she's talking about. Demi said, let me see, Turtle Power. I have a guy in my scooter Telegram who bought directly from Dualped. I know he plans on making videos. Yeah, I would love to see those videos. Let me see what we got here. Cool. Yeah, people can do a side-by-side comparison and see for themselves. Dualped versus Makey. Now, that would be a great idea. But the person would have to take the cover, the deck board cover. They would have to take the deck board cover off of the scooter, so they can pretty much see the battery type, to see the controllers. And again, you would have to be not afraid to open your scooter. I'm not afraid. I'll open anything just to learn. That's how I know so much about these scooters, because I opened them up, took the controllers out, took the batteries out. I took motors apart, right down to the wires and the magnets, and cleaned them out and everything. So I know exactly what's going on inside these scooters. I know what's going on in there. So let me see what else we got here in the comments. Oh, I forgot about the chat. People probably commenting like crazy. Let me get all those chats in. Chats. What we got here? Let me record them chats. Okay, a lot of people in the chat there. Everybody's commenting. I don't need to put the comments on the screen. I could just, well, yeah, I should put the comments on the screen because people need to see them. Duh. Put them comments on the screen. Okay, here we go. Let's put them back. Where we at? Cool. Yeah, people can do a side-by-side comparison and see for themselves. Dualped versus McKee. All right. We could customize logo. Oh, this is the manufacturer. Pay attention to this, people. The manufacturer said we could customize logo for our customers if they need their logo on the scooter. That's what Dualped did. You understand? He had a logo customized for the scooter. That's why he called his company Dualped. It's a knockoff of Dualtron and WePed. Did you get that? The Dualped guy used two companies' name and merged them into one. The Dualtron name, he took Dual, and he took the WePed, and he just took Ped and combined it. Dualped, which is a knockoff of the Dualtron and the WePed. And that's what he's trying to emulate. Do you understand? The manufacturer said we could customize logos for our customers if they need their logos on the scooter. And we customized logo for some of our customers, but usually they prefer a neutral scooter for selling. In other words, some customers would just rather not having any logos or anything. But Mr. Dualped chose to put his name on the scooter because he wanted to stand out as a brand, when really he is not a brand. He's just trying to make $1. Now, let's see what we got here. These are more comments from the manufacturer. He said, hi, about the battery lifespan. Let me give you an example. For the 38.5 amp hour Samsung battery, it could be cycle charged around 800 times. And after 800 times cycle charging, the battery capacities will be 80% left of the original capacity. It will be 30.8 amp hour Samsung battery. In other words, after a certain amount of time, it's like the battery is basically dying out now. Now it'll be a 30 amp hour. You understand? It says, and for the 38.5 amp hour Samsung battery, the cost of the battery is $650 US. Our engineers told me. And if our customers want to buy the battery, and we could sell the battery to them and provide technical support to help with changing the battery. It's very easy to change the battery, mind you, very easy. And I totally understand that most people who has few chance to use Alibaba are worried if this website is trustworthy. But I have to let you know that most buyers from the world are using Alibaba to find factories. That is a fact. Pretty much all the stuff you see selling over here in the States, where you think it come from? Come from Alibaba and different factories in China and abroad. So I don't know why Dualped is trying to discourage people from buying from them. That makes no sense. You understand? He said, I cannot guarantee you all the companies on Alibaba are good companies, but I'm sure that if you have problems with the scooter you bought, you could contact us direct and ask for help. We will do our best to fix the problems you meet, and we will never disregard the need of our customers. Now, what he said is truth for anything. For all of you who live in the States, every store you shop from doesn't guarantee you that you're gonna get a good business. You can take your car to a mechanic and they can cause more problems. That's why if you own an automobile, it's always good to find a quality mechanic, because most mechanics, you know how they work. Some of them are dirty. You bring your car in to check the brakes and they'll break down something in your engine or your muffler or something. And now you're driving and you're wondering, what's that squeaking sound? That mechanic did that just so that you could come back to spend more money. That's how they make money. So in business, you're going to have bad business people. In the States, we make complaints to the Business Bureau of whatever. We make complaints. That's what we have reviews on different sites for. That's why we have money back guarantees for. That's why if you order something, there is a 7-day, 14-day, even a month where you can have a product, and if you don't like it, you send it back for a full refund. We have these things because they're safety nets in case something go wrong. Well, on Alibaba, there is something called trade assurance, where if you were encountering a faulty business person, seller, or whatever the case is, and they did you dirty, you can always bring that to the trade assurance section within Alibaba, and they will take that matter to the seller. And if the seller don't remedy the situation, they would have to give you a full refund of whatever you spent. This is why I taught people that when you go to Alibaba to make a purchase, keep everything within the Alibaba app. That way, all the receipts are recorded. Ask the seller every question. Get the seller to talk. Get the seller to hang themselves in case they screw you over. Basically, you have nothing to lose. If you use the proper payment plan, if you use trade assurance, you're covered. You're covered. So when Mr. Dualped says trade assurance is a fraud, Alibaba is a scam, and all of that nonsense, really, it would have been shut down already. The world would be not even moving forward financially. Businesses would be closing down. Nobody would trust China. Do you understand? Everywhere you go around the world, there will be businesses that don't do right. But that doesn't mean everybody on Alibaba is up to no good. You got to be smart. You got to negotiate. You got to talk. Gather receipts. Learn how to do things right. Never negotiate a deal off Alibaba. If a seller says, hey, contact me by email, and then you make a deal through the email, using some Western Union to send money through MoneyGram, you're gonna lose your money. You're gonna lose your money because there's no documentation or contract made. You just handed somebody all your money, and it wasn't done through Alibaba. So if you got scammed that way, that's your fault. That's your fault. See? So, with that said, let me read more of these comments. Let me go back. Read some of these comments, man. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. So I already talked about that, right? The manufacturer came back in and said, when the video is released, please let me know. I will be very glad to see it. Thank you guys so much. And if any of you want to buy the scooters and knowing our scooters from this YouTube video, I'd like to offer some discount for you. Discounts. Woo, everybody love discounts. Yes, discounts. I want me some discounts. And between me and you, for this scooter, we have improved a little bit. We will put double front lights. Oh, double front lights on the scooter, like our KK4S, and also put fenders on it. We are now testing the fender if it work well. Now notice what he said. We are testing the fender to see if it work well. Remember I told you that other scooter, the one with the acrylic board, remember I told you guys a while back that the rear fender is going to eventually break off? Well, that's exactly what will happen if you are not careful with these fenders on these Alibaba scooters. Some of them are not really designed properly. So it's kind of good that he said that the scooter that is under the name Scorpion will now come with double headlights in the front. Now, you remember in the video that Mr. Dualped made, and I recall somebody asking him about the lights, like, why you only have one headlight in the front? And he said, oh, because our customers said they didn't really like the two angel eyes lights. That's what he said. So they didn't manufacture it that way. That's a lie. Because the company just said, we're going to now make them with the angel eyes in the front, just like the acrylic board scooter, which give you more light, because that would have been smarter, if you ask me. Now, let me see what we got. Turn off this chat, blah, 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 blah. Back to this. Okay, let me see. The company came back and said hi to Turtle Power. May I have the name of this salesperson? He/she will receive bonuses for his/her services this month. And thank you so much for choosing KK10S scooter. See, the company is interested in making sales, which I don't blame them. You know, at the end of the day, the person, the Makey scooter person on YouTube, you know, they're in business. So they're just trying to make a buck. At the end of the day, they're like, look, we want to sell scooters. We want our scooters to be promoted. You know, the negativity is also promoting our scooters. It's all good. My job is to make you, the public, understand that Mr. Dualped is a fraud. Don't buy your scooters from Mr. Dualped. Buy them direct from Alibaba and save your money. It's just simple as that. Okay, you have to wait 30 days? No problem. Go find a job, go work out. 30 days will pass in no time. You'll have a new scooter. And that's if you want to buy an Alibaba scooter. I would recommend you buying a Dualtron. Hey, it's up to you. If you want the Mercedes-Benz of all scooters, go to Mini Motors USA and purchase yourself a scooter. Buy a Dualtron Thunder, Dualtron 3, or a Dualtron Spider, and you'll be in business. But if you want a Scorpion, and that is your cup of tea, then go to Alibaba and get it for half the price that you would get it at Dualtron. I mean, at the Dualped site. You'll do better. Why waste your money? Why waste 15? Matter of fact, you would be paying, if I'm correct, I think about $2,000 more for a scooter you could get for about $1,500. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I don't know why would people even want to spend that much money, man. You know. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Let me see where we got here. Okay. Shout out to everybody who came to the show. Shaw Willie, how you doing? Don, Neo, Themi, Rich, Bumpy Blood, what's going on? Light Warrior. Did I forget anybody? Because I know that chat is moving like crazy. Yeah, he says Google Alibaba scams and you will find lots. Listen, you could Google Macy's and find scams. You can Google and find scams on Google. You can Google anything and find a scam. That doesn't make it all untrustworthy. You know, don't believe the hype, man. He's just trying to get some sales at the end of the day. You know, Demi said, you paying Dualped's mortgage when you buy one from him. Pay your own mortgage and get the same scooter. Yeah, man, for real. For real. Yo, that makes a lot of sense. Yo, you buying a scooter from Dualped, you're literally spending your mortgage money when you can literally take the $1,500, throw that at your mortgage, and you have $2,000 now to go buy yourself either a scooter on Alibaba or save that $2,000 and go get yourself a Dualtron. Make up your mind, man. Like, for real. You know? Ain't nothing to be nervous about. You know? Ain't nothing to be nervous about when it comes to none of this stuff. You just have to know, like, I already done shopped on Alibaba, so I know and have experience shopping on Alibaba. It's nothing. You just got to know how to negotiate a deal. You know? That's all. You negotiate a deal, make your payment, make sure you do everything right, have all the receipts, and you good to go. You know? Again, if you shop on Alibaba and a seller says, hey, contact me by email so that we can do a deal, and you do that, and then he tell you, use Western Union or use MoneyGram and send us money, and you take your money and you send it through MoneyGram, that is the last time you'll see your money. Do you understand me? See, the reason why I tell you this is because I done dumb things before. And I know what I'm talking about. So don't be a dummy. Take the advice I'm giving you. You think I know about all these things just by waking up the next day? No, I'm trying to show you. I made mistakes. I've been scammed before. I'm not ashamed to say that. I've been scammed. A lot of people been scammed. But when it comes to shopping for scooters and you're spending all your hard-earned money, I mean, for crying out loud, don't do dumb things. Because sometimes a seller can give you a good deal and say, hey, I give you a good deal on a scooter. $1,000. Contact you through email and give them money through MoneyGram. Don't do it. It's too good to be true. You know, you'll get scammed that way. And guess what? It wasn't Alibaba's fault. It was your fault. Because you got played, because you were greedy, you know? You were greedy. I remember back in the days when I was a teenager, growing up in New York, and I remember there was a clothing designer named Carl Kanai. He was very, he was into urban clothing, right? And I can recall his clothing was out there. I actually knew him before he became a success. He used to come to a barbershop I used to work at called King Cuts Barbershop on East 37 and 38th Street on Church Ave in Brooklyn, New York. And I can recall this guy, he used to sell t-shirts in the streets. And then he blew up and got famous, making millions of dollars. And I wanted his shirts so bad, I saw somebody selling sweaters on DeKalb Avenue in downtown Brooklyn in New York. And I didn't even think twice. And I bought the sweaters from the guy. He was selling them for $5 for sweaters that cost $100. But I bought them off the guy quick around the corner. I didn't know nothing about those type of clothing scams. And when I got home, it was fake sweaters. But it had the name stitched. I thought it was the real deal the way it was packaged. But when I got home, I realized I was scammed. Many people get scammed because they're not thinking. Think before you buy. That's all I got to say. Let me see what's going on here. Let me see. The manufacturer guy said, I bet that you will look very good on camera. I guess he sold that to Turtle Power. Let me see. He also said, we don't think he is a competitor of ours because he does help us to promote the scooter. And he is also a customer. See, Dualped is a customer. He's not the manufacturer. He is the customer. Mr. Dualped is the customer. He is not the manufacturer. Mr. Dualped, what do you have to say for yourself? You are a customer. You are not the manufacturer. You're a liar. A liar. We need to know the truth. Anyway, the manufacturer guy said, we don't think he is a competitor of ours because he does help us promote the scooter. And he is also a customer. And I'm not allowed to say any negative words about our customers. In other words, being that he is doing business with Mr. Dualped, it's only right not to say any negative things about his customers, which is fair game. But guess what? I'm not Mr. Dualped's customers, so I can say what the hell I want to say. Do you understand me? So I can take everything that I'm seeing and I can speak my mind, because the person who Mr. Dualped is buying scooters from cannot speak negative of him, because that would mess up business. Do you understand? And you know, even if Mr. Dualped see this video and realize that the manufacturer guy is talking, he still need him, because guess what? The minute you have bad blood with the business or the company that's supplying you the scooters, now you don't got no more scooters to sell. Because you're not the manufacturer. You see, Mr. Dualped, if you own a factory, then the Makey scooter guy would not say he can't speak negative of his customers, because you don't own no factory. If you own your own factory and did your own thing, you would be able to cut off the Makey scooter guy in a heartbeat. But you don't. You need him. This is what happened when you don't own nothing. You see? This is what happened when you don't produce a product that you design. You're always going to be in need of that scooter. Anything goes on. If that scooter goes out, you go out. Those are facts, man. Let me see. He said, we know it is very, wait, let me see. He said, I'm not allowed to say any negative words about our customers. And about weight of the scooter, we know it is very heavy. You know that the battery has a very large battery capacity. The weight of the battery is 9 kg, and the materials of the scooter body is around 37 kg. We do want to cut down the gross weight of the scooter to save the shipping costs for our customers, but we have not found any suitable material yet. And we also hope more excellent scooter riders like yourself, like you, could give us any suggestions, and we'd greatly appreciate it, and we'll try to improve the scooters. You want me to give you any suggestions, Makey scooters? Send me scooters to review. That's how we do it. You want suggestions? Send the scooter community scooters for free. That way we can review the scooters, test ride the scooters, and tell you exactly what needs to be done. That's how you do business. I'm not going to give you no suggestions for free, because I'm also into business. Real talk. So if you want anything done in terms of helping you to sell scooters, you better help me by sending me a scooter. Matter of fact, send me all 3 models that you own. Send them all down to FraudWatchTV, and I'll take care of them. And I'll review them and throw them up on my channel for review. That's how you do business. That's how you do business. Never give a manufacturer your ideas on how to improve their scooters without them taking care of you. Business is business. Don't do nothing for free. I've learned that a long time ago. If you are in the scooter community, a company have to send you the scooter for free. And that way you could give them a honest review on what you don't like and what you do like, what needs to be changed and what needs to be improved. Is the suspension good? Is the battery life good? You will be able to judge properly when they properly give you the scooter. Don't just give them ideas. I got a test drive, you know? So, let me see. Let me move on. Then he said, Makey scooter, my suggestion would be to use a smaller LG. I wouldn't give them no advice. None. I would have kept that to myself. That's business talk right there. Real talk, you know, even if you don't, you don't feel it's nothing, I would not give a company advice on improving anything if they are not supplying me with the product for review. That way I got compensation for my expertise. I believe anything that I do, I have to get paid for it. Have to. Something got to be done in business. Because if you give them advice, then what happens is they can improve their product and they're making the money and you're not. You know, a lot of people don't think it's important, but it is very important. You know, even down to us who own Dualtrons, you know, all of the ideas you have, a company have to be willing to take care of you if you are supplying them with that intel. Because I can review a Dualtron. I can review a Dualtron Thunder, a Scorpion, a Dualtron 3, and find weak points, points where they can improve. I'm not just going to offer that just for free. No. The only way that can be done is if the company offer me something as well. That way we are working together. That's how business is done. You see, never do anything for free. Just because you love something doesn't mean you do everything for free. No, it don't work like that. You got to eat just like they got to eat. Real talk, you know. Let me see. You said my suggestions would be to use a smaller LG, whatever. 20 amp hour. Let me see. 20 amp hour with a BMS that allows discharge 48 verse instead of a 50. Nah, wait. 20 amp hour battery. 20 amp hour battery. That's not going to do. Nah. 26 amp hour battery is trash. A 26 amp hour battery is trash. I'm going to tell you that right now. On a Alibaba scooter, a regular 26 amp hour battery is trash. It'll get you from A to B, right? But if you're going to do ride outs to try to get around, you can forget about it. You could, especially if you're on level 3 on your scooter, you're going to burn that battery out. You're going to burn these batteries out. You know, I got my ideas. Trust me, I got a ton of ideas for these e-scooters. And guess what? I'm not sharing a damn thing. A company got to talk to me. You got to talk to me in the talk that I understand. You got to speak my language. Send me a damn scooter. Send me scooters for review. Send me scooters for testimony so that I can give you the real. That's how you do these things. Never give your suggestions for free. And I know how to improve all these scooters. There's a lot of things that I see, even with my new scooter, that can be improved. I'm not just going to, let me email Dualtron and tell them this great idea. What? You got to be crazy. You got to be crazy. And I ain't getting a part of the shares? Nah. That's not how you deal, man. You take care of me, I take care of you. That's business. That's business. If any of you ever been in business and you know how business go, that's business for you. Real talk. 20 amp hour battery? Nah. That ain't gonna last long. Unless it's a good quality battery. But that's not gonna be good. Always remember that the battery is the gas for these scooters. Just like your car, the battery is the gas. The battery is the fuel. So battery is very important. Very important. You see, if your battery is bad, the whole scooter is bad. No matter the design, no matter the suspension, no matter the controllers, none of that stuff means. The most important part is the battery. The most important part of your body is your heart. Your heart stops, everything stops. It's just that simple. So if you're engineering a scooter, the most important part is your battery. The most important part of a building is the foundation. The foundation ain't right, ain't nothing right. No make no sense you put in an elevator. Don't make no damn sense until we get this foundation right. Before you can build a relationship, the foundation gotta be right. You meet a young lady, you better make sure the foundation is right. If it's not right, it ain't gonna work. These are facts. I'm preaching. Where the collection plate at? Let me see. I'm not going to really focus on the suggestions because I don't want to read that. Again, like I told you, I ain't getting paid for all of that. So you know how it go. Stan said this scooter looks the same as the Dualped Scorpion Plus. Does this one have the proprietary motor like the Dualped? Because they said all other scooters even looks the same and sell on Alibaba are fake without the proprietary motor that they invented. And that's true. Dualped said that they made that specific motor. Turtle Power said they say proprietary actually, but there is no truth to that. It is the identical motor. Yeah, I made that into a video. I made people see that. Yes, her name is Gwen. She was extremely helpful and answered all my many questions. A knowledgeable salesperson like her definitely helped ease my mind while making this purchase. There are good sellers on Alibaba that will communicate with you. They'll give you a lot of info. They'll email you through the app. But my only thing is that, you know, after you make the purchase, sometimes they figure they already done made the deal. There's no need to communicate. I think good customer service is very important, that even if you have a question about something, they should be able to write you back. So that's something you should look for when dealing with sellers on Alibaba. That's why I say you should always give them a test. You know, communication is key. The manufacturer came back and said, thank you, and we'll give her the reward she deserves. He came back and said, hi, I have sent your suggestions to our engineers. See? Do you see what I mean? Do you see? Think about what he just said here. He said, I have sent your suggestions to our engineers. See, listen, you know, if that was me, I need to get a check. I need to get a check for my suggestions. See, I'm not looking at them as suggestions. I'm looking at them as, you know, these are money-making ideas that you put on the table. Remember, if you're a scooter owner, right, over time you become an expert on scooters. Every one of you in the chat who own a scooter, you're riding these scooters. You're learning what these scooters can do. You know their limits. You know what is needed. So each of you are becoming experts in scooters. And when you begin to open your scooter and learn how it works, anytime these companies ask you for suggestions, you got to tell them, look, where's that check? Let's talk that language. You talk the language I need, and I'll give you the suggestions that can work. And matter of fact, if I'm giving you these suggestions and all this other stuff, we need to write up a contract. Because I got to get paid from this. Because if I give you a suggestion and you are earning money from this off of what I gave you, I would be an idiot, because now I gave you a money-making strategy and I'm sitting here, you know, with nothing. That don't make no sense. That math make no sense. You know. Remember, the scooter market is new. So all of you scooter lovers out there, you got to think big. This is new. It's been around for a minute, but it's starting to pop right now. Soon you're going to see scooter people all over the place. So we need to keep all those ideas, keep them to us, right? And if a company approach you, you need to learn how to negotiate and earn from what you contributed. That's real. Because this guy said, I have sent your suggestion to our engineers. So now the engineers are going to take what you said, implement that, and help them make money. And you didn't earn anything from it. Not even a scooter. Not even a free scooter. A thank you don't mean nothing. In business, I don't want to hear thank you. Thank you don't mean anything to me. You know how you thank me? You give me a check. You give me a share in the company. You send me the actual products for review and testing. Now that shows that you thanked. Hey, maybe it's just me. But see, any company that's listening to me, they know exactly what I'm talking about. They know I'm not stupid. I ain't doing nothing for free. Nothing. I got ideas like crazy. 1,000 ideas. Let me see what we got here. I sent your suggestion to our engineers, and thank you again for your suggestions. I entirely agree with you on the option that lightweight is better for commuters. See, I would love to respond to what he just said right there, but I'm not. You know why? Because what I know is valuable. You understand what I'm saying? And that's something that I would share with an actual company who make these scooters. Because what he said there don't make no sense. It makes no sense. Now, partially, lightweight is important for lifting. But you also have to remember that this is a moving vehicle. This is not some, 5-pound bike. You're doing a marathon and you can lift it up with a pinky. I mean, picture a motorcycle that weighs 20 pounds. It's not going to make it at 80 miles per hour. You're not going to make it. You're going to crash. So you have to understand a whole lot of stuff goes into these scooters to make them great. There's a sweet spot. You see, there's a sweet spot within the scooter game in terms of weight. There's a sweet spot. But most of these companies, they haven't figured it out yet. They haven't figured it out yet. There's a sweet spot that if they make a particular model, it's going to sell like hotcakes. But they haven't figured it out yet. That's why we're here. See? It's just like when you see people on YouTube and they're doing reviews for Jordan shoes and clothing and so forth. Shoe companies and so forth come to these people. They give them products to review for free because they realize that these people are good at what they do. So when you're good at something, you deserve to be compensated for it. Now, let me see what's going on here. I entirely agree with you on the option of lightweight is better for commuters, and I believe that you are very professional about the scooters. See, he believes you're very professional, but he also needs to financially compensate you for what you do, what you offered. It's honorable to do that. But if you give it away for free, hey, I'll take it for free. If you give me an idea that can make me millions of dollars and you didn't use it, that's on you. Between you for the scooter, we could provide road tires, street tires, and in March we are doing promotion. We will send an extra pair of wheel tires and 2 extra pairs of brake pads to our customers. Listen, I don't need no brake pads, and I don't need no extra pair of tires. That's nothing. That's pennies. That's just to help you to buy a scooter. You want to send me something? Send me a brand new battery. You see, the important thing they are not sending you. Again, people, what is the heart of the scooter? The battery, not the tires. Tires can come and go. You can put on a new tire today and get a flat. But a battery that's meaningful. When someone needs a heart transplant, a heart is very important to find. Very, very important. So companies have to learn that throwing in little brake pads and stuff, that stuff is not going to move me to buy anything. You got to do better than that. Let me see. It's 100% the same. Oh, the Makey company said that the scooter that the Dualped guys sell and his is 100% the same. Do you see that? 100% the same. Oh, I'm over here scrolling and y'all can't even see. I'm bugging out. I'm over here reading and stuff and y'all couldn't even see. I apologize for that. Let me see. All right, we got all of that. 100% the same. Okay. Demi said, Makey scooter. Not everyone need to go 100 kmh. You're definitely right about that. That's too damn fast. Like, come on, man. It's good that the scooters go fast, but really, truthfully speaking, man, the faster you go, it's gonna pose a lot of problems. I mean, it's great to go fast. Matter of fact, you know, I wouldn't mind scooter going 100. I wouldn't mind. But it depends on which road you're on. Because if you hit a pothole, you're going to be Superman. Most are happy with 50 to 60. Not me. I'm not. I am definitely not. That's average to me. That's definitely average. I do that on my current scooter. My current scooter max out at around 61 kmh. And that's where it max out at. You understand? So I'm going that fast on my Alibaba scooter that I bought. And I had that scooter for about 1.5 years. And that, to me, it's fast at that speed. Don't get me wrong. It is definitely fast. But I would prefer a little more speed. Now, when I'm on my Thunder, oh, forget about it. That scooter is gone. Like, I be gone. The acceleration on that thing is ridiculous, man. I be gone. People be like, yo, what is that? What is that? Where you get that from? But yeah, let me see what we got here. Batteries, what we got? I think it's cheaper to build your own scooter. Just get their frame and your own batteries. Somebody is smart in the chat. Somebody is thinking. Listen, anyone in the chat, are you into mountain biking, mountain bikes, DH bikes? Because I'm also a biker. And one thing that I know is that you can build your own bike. Now, I purchased 2 of my pro mountain bikes, but there was one time I built a bike from the ground up. You buy the frame and you build. We all know how these scooters are built. You need a battery, you need a controller, and you need motors. Pretty simple. It all works. You understand electronics. You understand, how to deal with watts and volts and all that other stuff. You understand all that terminology. You understand basic electricity. You can pretty much build your own scooter. It's all about finding the parts. That's what it's all about. Let me see what we got. Okay, turn that off. Back to here. All right. Oh, that was the last comment. Oh, that was the last comment on the page. Okay, so, all right. Let's move on. So, I got the factory. I showed you the factory for the Dualped. I showed you the actual manufacturer, showing you the model number is the KK10S, the 5,000 watt dual motor scooter. Goes up to 95 kmh, right? And it has a high capacity battery of 38.5 amp hour. That's the highest capacity you could get. But let's go down to their Alibaba page. This is their main page on Alibaba, right? Let me see if I can open this thing some more. Okay, let me scroll down. I guess that's their sale where they give you some tires or something like that. Why this thing is doing that? Hold on a second. Let me see what's going on. This screen is bugging out. Oh, that's what's wrong. I didn't have the whole screen in there. The power of editing. Live. I'm using OBS for anybody who want to know. So now let me scroll down. This is their website, mind you. Let me throw the chat on. Put the chat on the screen. Now, this is their website in the background on Alibaba. As you can see, they got the scooters. Whoops. Scooters are there. They got 3 different colors. Right? That's the Dualped, the original one with the acrylic board. Same scooter, same thing. Same thing. This is that video. that they have on YouTube. So if you see Mr. Dualped trying to use that video, you know where he got it from. See? Notice the prices on the side, people. You see the prices? The prices are right on the side. $15.99 to $1,600 for the red one. You got different prices. Even down to the blue one, the smallest one, $1,000, and so forth. Pretty decent scooters. Pretty decent. Prices are very, very affordable. Look at that. That's the same scooter, people. That is the same scooter that Mr. Dualped called the Dualped Scorpion. And it's on Alibaba for $15.99 to $1,600. You see that? These are facts. Let me see. What we got here. These are more photos. Now notice this. Notice the lights. This is a little video. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, I can't go full screen. I wanted it to go full screen, but you could probably see it in the chat. I mean, on the side of the screen. But he's demonstrating the scooter. He's showing it. Notice how the scooter have the same lights. Same lights. See that? Same thing. This is the spot where Mr. Dualped get his scooter from. This is where he get it from. He get it from these people. Look at this. Look at the price. $9.55. Look at this. Look at the price, people. Look at that. $950 to $1,600 for the scooter. But yeah, you're gonna go and spend $3,000 something dollars? Are you kidding me? People gotta wake up, man. Hey, Mr. Dualped, how you doing? You all right? I hope you're doing fine. See, that's the company name right there. See it? Meiki in Guangdong, China. See the specs? Same thing. See, notice, the Meiki company, manufacturer, high quality, competitive prices, best service. That's the model number, the KK10S. They have other scooters. Look at it, the same Dualped style scooter, the KK4S. They tell you what you can get in terms of batteries. 26 to 38 amp hour. They tell you the range and all this other stuff. So you pretty much have to build your scooter the way you want it when making an order. That's all. See? Your Dualped Scorpion on Alibaba for less. You be the judge. You be the judge. And now notice this, people. I want you to see this. You see this screen that I'm on? If you notice, there's some wires right here. These particular wires is for that acrylic board or that board that have the lights. This is exposed. Exposed wires. They have air shocks on it. I believe this particular air shocks, if it might be possible to install probably a Fox suspension possible on this scooter. I'm not sure if it could be done, but maybe it can be done. I'm not sure. I don't know the specs of that suspension, but if you could put a Fox suspension on there, That would be nice. Definitely be nice. But look over here, the top box on the screen where it says adjust the light color and speed of the flash. Now that's wires that's sitting there. You get caught in the rain with this, your scooter is done. Or at least the lighting is done because the wires are exposed. And see, that wire is there to control the lights, which means this is a bad installation. It's bad. I'm telling you, it's bad. You're not supposed to have the controllers of these things just on the outside sitting there. You get caught in the rain, it's going to fry. I mean, these scooters are not made to be in the rain. This is for a nice dry day and you take it out for a spin. You see? If I'm promoting something, it would not be like this. Because that definitely needs to go. You're not supposed to have your wires exposed like that. But yeah, this is the scooter. Same exact scooter. So you want to go to Dualped and spend $3,000 and change? Go ahead. Wasting your money. You could just go to Alibaba and pick it up. That's pretty much that. You know. I mean, what else is there to show you? Mr. Dualped, what do you got to say for yourself? What do you have to say for yourself now? Are you going to still go around saying that the Dualped Scorpion is the fastest scooter in the world and you're a competitor against all the other top brands? And just stop. See, if you would have told the truth from the beginning, no one would care. Because we'll be assured that at least you're honest. But you lied. And now you're on trial for fraud and conspiracy. Even the judge knows you're guilty. Yeah. These are facts. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Because Mr. Dualped is pretty much under the water right now for fraud. Mr. Dualped, on trial for fraud and conspiracy. It is 11:18 p.m. New York time. I'm FraudWatchTV, Ringo TV Raw, Ringo TV, Ringo in the building, executive producer of the show, bringing to you the trial of the century. Mr. Dualped, liar, fraud, scam artists. Be honest with the people, Mr. Dualped. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop making fake accounts to comment on your page as if though everybody's buying this scooter, but yet nobody is making any reviews about this scooter. Stop the lies. Stop the lies. Because people are going to now share this video and they're going to make others see the truth. They're going to show others that you lied. Yeah. Did you see that guy that got killed for making a car run on water? Yeah, they always killing everybody when they make inventions, you know, because again, it goes back to people got to know how to keep what they listen. If I found out how to make a car run on water, I wouldn't even tell nobody. I wouldn't even try to make any money, because the first thing I'm going to think about is they going to kill me. They will. You know, a lot of people disappear over inventions, because if you know how to make a car run on water, that's going to stop the fuel industry. So if that was me, I would have just made my car run on water for the rest of my life. And I would have been good because the cost of gas is crazy. So I would have been saving thousands and never told nobody nothing. Not even have an underground ring, nothing. Let me see. Do you have GPS on your scooter? Let me see. I think it's cheaper to build your own scooter. Just get the frame and your own battery. That's if you can get a frame. I mean, like, who have frames for sale? Because a frame got to be built, you know, with quality. You know, if you don't have that skill, like if you have the skill to actually build a frame, you can make it the way you want it. Because a lot of these frames with some of these scooters, they're not built correctly. They're not. A lot of them are not even off-road friendly. You know, the design of the scooter determines if it can be used for off-road. Because if it's designed bad, like for example, the first Dualped that the Dualped guy was selling, that scooter would be terrible for off-road use. It'll break in half. It would break in half. You understand? The design of the Scorpion looked more for off-road use, respectively, because of the design. The other scooter with the acrylic board, nah, that's for just recreational use. You know, you're just riding up and down the street. That's pretty much it. But for off-road use, the red scooter, that one would be more appropriate because of the design. You know. And that's about it. It's Thursday night. I got to contact Mini Motors USA. I got some orders to make. I gotta get me some for my scooter, man. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. I was supposed to do this show yesterday. I apologize to everybody that I told I was going to make the show yesterday, but I actually was very tired. Hard day at work, man. Man, today was crazy as well. I think tomorrow is supposed to be pretty nice. Supposed to be probably like around 60 degrees, I believe. Can't wait for the warm weather to kick in. Let me open up that other chat. The chat that captures everything that I see on my end. Yeah, let me see. Because sometimes people comments are coming in and I can't even see them. Let me see. All right. Because these are the comments that I see on my end from the pop-up chat box. Let me make it smaller so it's readable. I'm just going to scroll through so all the comments can be recorded, because sometimes it may miss a comment. Oh yeah, I put, Themi said, you put 4,000 miles on that Alibaba scooter too. Ain't nothing wrong with them if you ride it like a sane person. Yeah, let me tell you something, man. The Alibaba scooters, they will do what they're designed to do. Like, you buy them, you take care of them, they're going to last you a long time, you know? Don't ride in the rain with them. That's my only suggestion. Now, me personally, because I've already violated that rule, I use my scooter whenever. I just don't care. But there are things that I've done to my scooter to protect it from moisture. You understand? I've greased up all of the welded areas, all of the any parts that can be prone to rust. I put grease in those areas. I also use sealant to like seal up any openings on the scooter, because with these Alibaba scooters, wherever the wires are coming out of the area where the footboard is, there can be openings. You have to seal that with silicone. So I done that. And when I'm in the rain, I make sure that mostly all the areas have grease on it, so that when the water hits, it just bounces right off. And then when it dries up, I'm good to go. Even on the hub motor, I add a little grease around the parts that may get water inside, and that helps the scooter to go through that type of condition. But I don't recommend that anybody use a scooter in the rain. I've done that, and it caused my the inside of my scooter to be flooded with water. These are facts. You know, I rode my scooter in the snow. You could actually get through the snow if you have the proper tires. You would need the off-road tires. But I don't recommend you do it with a scooter that you love. Like, I would never take my Dualtron out in any rain, in any snow. Never. If I'm going on a ride out and it says it's a chance of rain, sorry guys, I can't go. Why? Because I'm not going to get caught out there with that scooter. Not. Once you hit that rain, you know, things are going to start go wrong. And I can tell you that right now, you don't want to do that. But yeah, I did put, it's way more mileage on that scooter now. But the scooter served its purpose, man. And you know what's so funny? When I first bought that scooter, it was $640, right? And I think the shipping was $300, I believe. So everything cost me about $940 for the scooter. Dual motor, 2400 watts, $940 direct from Alibaba. And that scooter is literally still functioning, still works. You know, I took apart the motors, cleaned them out. So it's like brand new, smooth, and it runs even faster. The only thing I'm interested in is finding a new battery, a new 60 volt, 26 amp hour, but I would prefer to get something higher, probably a 30 amp hour battery or something. And that scooter is pretty much there for me to go to and from work. There's nothing like riding on a scooter. I got people at my job, people in my neighborhood, and they see me all the time, and they wanna give up their car for a scooter now. You know, I have a guy, he's supposed to talk to me tomorrow morning when I go to work. He saw me leaving this afternoon, and he was like, wow, where'd you get that from? And he was talking about my Alibaba scooter. And I immediately put him on to Dualtron. And he was like, Dualtron what? And I was like, yeah. I said, if you want a real high performance scooter, get a Dualtron. And he was like, I got to show him like the website and so forth. So I'm going to pretty much let him know about it. But people are into this stuff. Definitely into this type of stuff. Let me see. All that stuff about Dualped saying Google Alibaba scams and you'll find it is all BS. That's his way of trying to discourage people. That's all. You said the Spider has a 17 amp hour battery. Just saying. Well, here's the deal with that. Remember, the battery that is in the Spider, right? It's not a cheap battery. So when it says 17.5 amp hour, you're actually getting 17.5 amp hour of a good battery with good cells. That's a big difference. See, the cells is what's important. Anybody can tell you, oh, you're getting a 38 amp hour battery. That doesn't mean it's good. You know? It doesn't mean it's good. This is why it's very important to understand how these batteries are built. You know, there are people on YouTube who know how to build their own batteries. That's a great skill to have. Imagine somebody show you how to build your own battery for your scooter, how to order the cells and build your own battery. Every one of us who are into scooters would be on it. But the info is out there. A 26 amp hour batteries that you get from Alibaba in a basic scooter, it doesn't make it like the same as a 26 amp hour battery with good cells. You know, like a LG or a real Samsung cells. You know, it doesn't mean it's the same. It's not the same. There's different types of batteries. Some companies will sell you a scooter that look good and the batteries is trash. You know, they could tell you got a 30 amp hour battery in there and the battery don't perform that way. It dies out quickly. You know, when you're on your scooter and you hit level 3 and you really are making them motors kick, that's when you're going to find out what your battery is really capable of. You know? Let me see what we got. I'm just recording those comments because sometimes some people comments didn't get recorded. I'm gonna pretty much sign off just now. 11:32. I'm gonna grab me something to eat, and I'm good. Tomorrow is Friday. I got a lot of work to do. Yeah, I think this was a good stream because it pretty much shared a lot of information that is needed, because people out there need to know the truth. They need to know the truth. So, Your Honor, what do you think about Mr. Dualped? What do you think, Your Honor? Is he guilty? What do you think? Is he guilty, Your Honor? Let me get another opinion from another judge. Your Honor, is Mr. Dualped guilty? They don't look too happy, Mr. Dualped. They look upset, man. I don't know, that judge not really feeling you, bro. Let me see, do we have any more judges? Let's see. Yo, these judges is funny as hell, yo. I had to get all this stuff prepared before I did the live, yo. That's why I started a little late. I had to do some editing on these pics. This judge right here, this one right here, this is a funny one. This guy right here is like, what? He's guilty. Guilty as charged. Mr. Dualped is guilty. So it is what it is. Mr. Dualped is guilty. He's been found guilty of fraud, guilty of conspiracy. We brought his scooter to the court. We opened it up. They have the same controllers, the same batteries. It's the same thing. He's guilty. He's even still wearing the same shirt. Guilty. I mean, this guy test ride his scooters. I seen him test riding a scooter with no helmet, going fast, no helmet, no guards. And I'm like, yo, you supposed to be promoting a scooter like that? Man, safety comes first, man. You're supposed to have full gear when on these scooters. Don't be deceived, people. If you crash and you're on one of these scooters, it's going to hurt if you don't have the gear. It's going to hurt. What his punishment should be? Well, that's up to the court. What say the people? What say the people? Public apology? I mean, I think what would, because I don't want nothing from him, you know. I think he would have to come clean about the truth in a public video. You know, come clean and just say, look, okay, you got me. Yeah, I do get my scooters from Alibaba. I did lie about Alibaba. You can buy scooters there. I just did that because I was angry because FraudWatch was making videos and it stopped me from getting sales. And just tell the people the truth that he don't own no factory. He used the factories that are in China, because how he gonna own a factory in China? China owes those factories, those companies, respective companies. That's their livelihood. You know, they're a trade company. That's what. See, he's confused because, you know, the United States trade with China. That's how business is done. So how you gonna diss Alibaba and act like you're the one supplying them, but then dissing them at the same time? That makes no sense. A lifetime sentence. I personally think he should go on the scooter maximum speed while trying to talk and screaming, what? Sorry for being a thief. Yeah, he ain't apologizing. He have too much pride. I know his type. He would never apologize. He lied so much that apologizing would be a waste of time. Listen, even with this video, he will continue to lie. Because I know that over 90% of the people who comment on his page are not real people. Those are all fake accounts. They all sound robotic. And everybody keeps saying, oh, such a great scooter. I'm going to buy one for my son. And, you know, if you've been following all his videos, you'll notice that the same people keep writing. And you'll have one write saying they just bought the Dualped. And then they'll write again saying they bought the Scorpion. And then they'll write again and say, ooh, $14.99 for a Dualped? I'm going to buy one for my son. And I'm like, really? So you're going to buy your whole family scooters, right? All these scooters, $2,000, $3,000 a pop. You buying all of them scooters, right? Yeah, okay. Those are what you call dummy accounts that he make. And he have to comment on his own video, rate his own video to make it appear as if though people are there. If you notice in his videos, he says, oh, I'm going to be giving away gifts and prizes when I reach 10,000 subscribers. Man, you ain't never reaching 10,000 subscribers no time soon. No time soon. Because if you're really truthful about reaching or about giving away prizes, give them away now. Give away free scooters now, Mr. Dualped. Give them away now. Don't wait to know 10,000 subscribers, because we know you're not giving away anything. And even if you did give something away, it won't be to a real person. It would be to yourself, because you're not the type that give, because you lie. Real talk. So that's about it. Thanks to everybody who came out to the show. We've been streaming now for about 2 hours and 18 minutes. 12 people watching. And that's pretty much it. You know, I pretty much wrapped it up. I appreciate everybody showing up. For the scooter community, I had to make this video. And again, Mr. Dualped, if you're watching the video, I have to make myself very clear, because Mr. Dualped is an untrustworthy person. But I have to make you see this again, Mr. Dualped. I have to make you see that, because I know you're upset. There's nothing wrong with being upset. You should be. But you also have to respect my rights. And if you don't respect my rights, you're going to look like a fool. So don't embarrass yourself any further, because like I've told you already, I've been on YouTube since 2006. I'm a veteran on YouTube. I have over 20 plus accounts. I do all kinds of things on YouTube. I am not new. I've been in many battles. I've had many people like you that I've exposed. You are not the first, and you won't be the last. So don't resort to any faulty tactics of, oh, you're violating my copyright. You copyright infringement. Hey, do whatever you got to do. I'm letting you know that from now. But if you do, you wasting your time. Video gonna be right back up. And you're gonna be pissed off. You're gonna be like, how he got the video back up? Because you lied once again. You got to respect the fair use privilege. You gotta respect fair use. I don't know what's up with people, man. You better know the laws. You better know the laws in the US. You better wake up. For real. So that's about it, y'all. Happy scooting. Be safe out there. Buy your protective gear. Get your helmets. Get your elbow pads. Get your knee pads. Get yourself a GoPro. And start getting ready for the hot weather. Because I'm getting ready. So I'm going to catch y'all on the next stream. I'm going to sign out. So to everybody on the, what is that? What is that app? What is it? Telegram? Is that app where all them brothers are with the scooters, the scooter club? Shout out to, let me make it right. I got to make it right. Where my phone at? I got to make it right. Shout out to East Coast Scooters. East Coast Scooters. Shout out to the entire membership. East Coast Scooters. That's about it, y'all. I'm going to sign out. I'm out. Peace.